You're watching this in VR. Like you're sitting in VR chat and it's on a screen, a projector kind of thing. Is that what you mean? Doing a GTA meta chat? I assume so. I can imagine. Yeah, with all of that, don't worry, I'm chilling. We'll be fine. I'll just talk and things will be fine. Lamau. I spent yesterday, I did like 12 hours of hanging out with my racing friends. Actually, no, I did so many hours of hanging out with friends from my gang and like doing crime. And then after that, worked on some racing. And then we got into like a private server and we just drove around and fucking blew shit up. It was fun. It was fun as fuck. And then I made this tweet. Let me find it. Lucky, get off of my desk. He's always like... Alright, how do we feel? Was this a banger tweet? I really like this one. Really makes you think. What do you mean I found myself? Yeah, it's great. Very deep, very deep. And then in other news, we have Block Wars 15. Woo! I was supposed to be in the last one. I didn't get to join it. They had to sub someone in for me, but Block Wars 15. That's not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the 22nd. The 22nd. We're doing Block Wars again. I fucking love Block Wars. It's fun as hell. This team is gonna go crazy. Wolfie and Boostfer are good players. I haven't been with Boostfer before, but I've been with Wolfie. I know everyone else on the team. Joel and I are gonna argue like two divorced people in the corner. Lee's gonna come in and say something nice and try to diffuse it, and then we're gonna probably, I don't know if we're gonna like adopt him like our kid or like what, but we're gonna see. We'll see what that dynamic is like when it happens. But it's gonna be a good fucking time. I'm excited for this team. I'm really excited for this team. It's gonna be a great time. Me and Joel are probably my favorite collab duo for anything ever. A lot of people say that. They're like there's no better duo. in VTubing, there are a lot of people that think that that's like the best. I didn't know people felt so strongly about it. But they do. You Mike. Yeah. Counterpoint, guys. What if I'm just a good collab partner? Question mark. Hmm. 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 What if I'm just good at one-on-ones? Sorry, I'm eating grapes. I'm eating grapes. I've only seen a clip from one so far, and you're calling them a noob for dying. Lol. Yeah. Noob down, noob down. Hi, May. What's going on? Thanks for the tier 3. For 48 whole months. Racing Crew vibe last night was peak content. I wouldn't say peak content. It was just chill. It's just chill. Anyway, I think, um, I think I fixed the frames issue with Kingdom Come. And it was a really weird issue with it was just on my machine. There was something I'd set for a different reason a long while back that has never interfered with anything. But I think it was making it so that when I tried to hard change settings for the game and for VTube Studio, it was affecting that. So I went and kind of reset some settings on some things that I'd touched previously and did it from the ground up. Changed some shit, and I think that is what did it. So I haven't hit stream while doing it, but I had VTube Studio open, I had OBS open, I had the game open, which is, you know, using the majority of the resources, just being open. Because the actual start streaming thing, it really just pulls more on your network than anything. So I think we're chilling. It seemed like it was looking all right. Because I really want to play through a lot more of that game. I just was like, is this cooked? because I was trying a lot of the standard things you should try and troubleshoot, and they weren't working, but I think we got it. All right. Oh, hold on. I gotta change a couple things here real quick. There we go. Are you gonna watch the Sony thing? I think maybe we will, but maybe we'll put it up on the side while doing something. Maybe we'll watch it on the side, and then talk about it while gaming or something, is my thought. While I'm like running around and fighting stuff and trying to side quest. Instead of just full screening it and being like, woo, state of play. Yeah, the dad method, straight up. Sony Cocomelon. Yep. Yep. Start playing dice during the Sony thing. I could just do some good old dice gambling while the Sony State of Play is going. Oh man. What a good idea. I think that's wonderful. Ooh, you refunded Civ 7? Yeah, dude, I feel like having 6 be not good and now also having 7 be not good. I think Civ is cooked. I don't know if they can pull it back. I tried it as well and I refunded it. You and me both, brother. You and me both. It was very I don't know. Like the Catastrophic launch is just yeah, there's so many issues with it. There's so many issues. Yeah, the UI is the biggest problem. Just trying to do everything you're trying to do in that game is hard. it's just it's just hard. It feels like it's not done also. It feels like the whole game is just not done. It feels like it's not balanced, not tested. Like I feel like a lot of what they created was a baseline, like, oh, if we make Civ 7, it should be like this, and then they got the MVP together and then just shipped it. That's what it feels like to me. Right? Like that's minimum viable product is MVP. So I think they got the like it functioning with the original idea and then didn't tune it. That's how it feels to me. Like the UI is garbage. If they sat around and, played the game and tested it a little bit, they would see the issues and fix them, you would think. So it feels like they just didn't. I think they set I don't know what happened internally, but it feels like they set a date and they said we're getting this game out by this date, and whatever they had, they just fucking shipped. That's what it seems like to me. And it's an expensive game. It's expensive too. Yeah. Care that there's no persistence. You can go from one age to another and your entire civ collapses for one of a million different unexplained reasons. Yeah. Like the shit would just be happening for seemingly no reason. It just, yeah, it's bad. the TLDR is just that it's bad. Plain and simple. Guess they're doing the whole fix it later, ship it now method. Yeah, but even when companies do that, it's usually not this like unplayable, right? That happens, but it's more like, oh, it's laggy. Oh, there's some issues here and there. This feels like not thought out at all. At all. No thoroughness. So, I don't know. Like same concept, but maybe just done way too prematurely. That's how it feels. I don't know. So hey, if they work on it and the game gets better over time and people are like, yeah, it's worth playing now, maybe I'll buy it then. But I'm not going to buy it and have them be sitting on my money, my purchase, and just, oh, maybe it'll get better. I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to get in the habit of, refunding games more so than I used to if I don't like it. Instead of going, oh, they fixed it before, so maybe, right? So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. But I think, honestly, like, Civ 5 is still good. Okay? I could just I could just go and play 5 if I really, really, really want to. Right? I don't know, man. I don't know. Sorry, I'm like also like moving. I have to move some files around while we're doing this if I'm like looking around. Everyone's got to stop buying $70 early access games that are sold as full releases. Yeah, I think the marketing is confusing for a lot of these games as well. So some people don't realize they just see an advertisement and they're like, buy our game. It's out now. Yay, game. And that makes you think, okay, completed game, full release. You buy it, and then you find out later they're like, in the reviews, they're like, oh, they say it's still early access, which is why something. Like, the disclosures about this stuff aren't always clear, and I think that's what's going on and really confusing a lot of people, right? I think that's the kind of stuff that I really don't like. I really don't like that. You hear that? It's the sound of a grape. And thanks for gifting us up, man. Thank you. Them hiding behind an early access label while charging full price is criminal. Yes and no. The idea with early access is that you're, well, that's if they write this, but you're promising there will be a full release. Buy it for this price now, and you will get it upon full release. You don't pay anything extra for all the extra content that we're working on right now. We're just letting you get in early, right? So I don't dislike it. Like, I think anyone should be allowed to do that. It just needs to be really well disclosed, and there needs to be a roadmap, and they really don't do roadmaps most of the time. That's some of those issues. Yeah, when they use early access for $100 1 week early buy-in. Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm okay if they're making a good game and they're putting a lot of time and effort into it, and they're like, hey, this is AAA and this costs a lot to make and you're gonna get a lot of hours out of it. Here's a $100 game. I'll be like, okay. If you promise that I can get that out of it, okay. And if I start playing it, I get that out of it, I will not regret my $100 purchase. But on the early buy-in, and it's cooked, and it doesn't feel like they put that amount of time in, and I don't feel like I'm gonna play that for that many hours, well then, yeah, I'm not gonna be happy with it. Right? No thanks. It's, you said, if it's disclosed, yeah, but there's also a lot of issue with promises that aren't kept, and oh, it's EA as a defense from criticism as well. Yeah, that's the other thing too. People will like, they'll mention these studios and they'll go, oh, it's them, so it's fine. Isn't it the opposite? It's them, so it's not fine? Right? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Oh, yeah, right. When something's broken, they say it's a Bethesda game. And I'm like, how do I say this? They're not wrong on that. I think they're actually correct when they say that, because you know what Bethesda games are like. You know they're broken and shitty sometimes. So when you go in and play one and you're like, I don't get why it's broken and shitty, you should have known that they always make games that are broken and shitty when they release, right? You know? I think that's, a big part of it. Sometimes, I'll be honest, Morrowind at the time was great. Okay. Obviously, going back in hindsight, you play it now and you're like, wow, this is kind of cooked. But at the time, I would have said that was well made for, when you compare it to what other things were around at the time. Not incredible, but pretty good. So, it's really Oblivion onward. Daggerfall was the GOAT. I would love if they would just redo Daggerfall. Just give me Daggerfall again. Just remake it. I would go crazy. I would go crazy with it. Is early access basically crowdsourcing quality control testing? Kind of, yeah. There are a lot of things that, you know, testing takes a long time, and you have to pay people. And if you want testing to be thorough, you have to pay a lot of people, or you have those same testers do those things over and over, and they have to spend months in the testing phase, right? So it's much easier to just release it to people and let them bug report and all that. It's way, 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 way easier. But, and I think that's fine. And when they say early access, or not early access, when they say this is an alpha build or a beta build, we're still testing. This is a test build. It's basically, it's disclosed, and I'm fine with it. You know, that's okay. But when someone says a game is in early access, I always thought, I could be wrong here, I always thought that that was more so done for testing, stress testing servers and things mostly. Stuff that you can't do in the testing phase normally, right? I always thought it was more for that, and it was often for MMOs or things with online play, and then that was like why they would mostly do early access way back in the day. And then it turned into, yeah, just a vague thing, right? Like you said, extremely broad. Just any game, you just play it. Don't expect it to be good yet, though. Haha. Right? That's what it feels like now. Thought it came from crowdfunding. That too. But that's more, yeah, that's more in the indie sphere, more than anything. I don't know. I wish they would do... This is something that I wonder if Steam could put in functionality for, maybe the games themselves. I think very simply, they should make it so that you can download a game, just like you download a demo, and you can play X amount of time, and then you're done. The problem is on Steam, people are not in the habit of pressing download and play demo. They want to play the game. They want to buy, download, play the game. So I think Steam should have an option where people can get a thing. Yeah, alpha beta tag with an extended return window. Yeah, it's basically functionality that they already have, but I think change the UX behind it a little bit. Encourage people to be like, play now for free for this long. And you feel like you're downloading the game. And you really are. You get the whole thing, quote unquote. And it's in your Steam library like that. And then you just make it longer than the 3-hour return window. So either people download a game and play it, and the return window is like 3 hours of gameplay. You have to be under 3 hours, which isn't enough to really understand if you like a game sometimes. I think instead, if they just locked this into the game itself, and instead of you having to download a separate demo, they just let you go in the game and then be like, purchase it if you want to keep going, you know. Or you thought it was under 2. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's under 3. Maybe it's under 2. I don't know. It's short though. But yeah, the demo button looks like the buy button, right? I think it's little UI changes and things that should be changed, but also that refund window is short, and I think some games should consider, depending on what their game is, they should consider having a larger window for that. Maybe Steam could give them a larger refund window, or instead of being refund based, what I'm saying is you don't even pay it first. You play a lot of games for free, and then they set their own window for it, right? That's what I'm thinking. So the game, the publisher, whoever's putting it on the Steam store, can be like, this game can be played for free for this amount of time, and then to continue, they're given the buy page. So it's kind of a similar system, but the UX changes around. I think they would have way better of a time with people trying shit out. Yeah, EA does have something like that. This has been done in other places and has worked out really well. Steam just doesn't have that. They just have their standard refund window that everyone gets as a blanket. And you only get 2 hours of playtime out of that. And then they have demos. But yeah, I'm saying make it a trial instead of a demo. Again, really similar, but the UI, UX there of getting into that, it needs to be tuned so that people actually take advantage of it. Because I think most people don't play demos, straight up. They don't click the demo button. They don't hit download demo. They don't open demos. They see something is a demo and they go, ugh. And they just don't do it. And I think if it's not effective, you know, offer them something similar in different packaging is what I'm saying. How often was the demo even an option? Depends on the game, and they have to upload a separate build. And this is the problem. You have to upload a separate build as a demo. So you have to spend time making that, and then you put that up on the store, and then people can grab that from your store page for your game. A lot of devs don't want to do that. They don't want to do that extra work. It's an indie dev. It's one guy. He doesn't want to make the demo, right? Instead, I'm saying give them an option to just let their game be played for free for X number of hours. Steam tracks your hours. So as soon as they hit that number of hours, it comes up with the thing. And it's like, hey, you've reached your trial time. If you want to continue, here's the store page, purchase the game. And it closes out. Done. I think if they just did that, and that way these game devs didn't have to make a separate demo build and have to put in a separate button that people don't even seem to have the habit of clicking, etc. I think that would be nice. And then that's just, again, opt-in. They don't have to do that, but I think there are some folks that would it would behoove them to let that happen. Because some games, really, the demo is enough. Some games don't want to do a demo because they just want you to buy it outright. And then there are other games where they want people to try it, but you need to play for that many hours, 5+, to actually get into a real game, be past a tutorial, etc., etc. So, I think it'd be nice. But again, that's something that would have to be tested for effectiveness. I'd be curious to see how well that actually works out. Or do people end up playing that and not even trying games? I think you'd probably have to make that max length you could set as a trial period below whatever the average playtime for a game is. like let's say people on average open games for 5 hours and then never play them again. Make it 4, make it 3. You know what I'm saying? But something like that. You'd have to really fine-tune the maximum there, but we'll see. Yeah, bigger devs hate demos since bad actors rip it up and make leaks. Well, that's what I'm saying. You still, demo option available, but also trial mode available. Get a system like that, people go into offline mode, beat the game before Steam, get a check-in. Yeah, you would need some... Well, how does Steam check your hours on it? And you can open some games without Steam being the thing to run it. So there would need to be an additional system built for it, very likely, that actually does time these things. But I feel like there's still ways to do this. You might be able to make it so that the game cannot be opened without Steam. You know what I mean? There might be ways. I don't know. There's a lot to think about here, but I feel like this can be done. Online would let you play 2 hours. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And yeah, you weren't like full downloading it. You were like, well, I think with a lot of games nowadays, you wouldn't be able to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Something like what Life is Strange did, where they made the first chapter free and the rest of the game you'd have to buy. Yeah, but that puts the work on the devs. And my thought is, as long as the work for that kind of stuff is on the devs, a lot of people won't, they won't go ahead and do anything with that. They won't make demos. They won't bother making extra builds. I feel like there's a way to do this. There's a way to do this for sure. For sure. We'll see. Either way, I'm not part of the problem there. Like, I just play demos a lot. And I encourage you all to use that button. I just wish people were actually properly in the habit of doing it. You know? Yeah, your demo shouldn't contain stuff not necessary for the demo if you don't want leaks. Yeah, a lot of games do that. The devs will upload a version of the game for demo, and it just has a thing in there that says after this amount of time, tell this person they have to stop, or let them only play in this mode. But the entire build is in there, and then people just like yoink that shit. They just yoink it, you know, and it's kind of, that's on them. Yeah, what you're saying, blazing, it'd be an API thing that requires online only to run the game until it's paid for or something. I think people can get around it. So, but there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I don't know. Whatever. It's not a big deal, and I don't feel that strongly about it, though. At the end of the day, I don't feel that strongly about it. So does it matter? Not really. Not really. Not very much. I think, personally, I like all of the, like the demo days, the demo fests and things that Steam does. And I've been glad that they've been more on it with that, right? I feel like they've been very wide-reaching with the kinds of titles they've been bringing in, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of the demos that I tried during their event periods are kind of shit. And you know, that's what demos are for. But I feel like I have been disappointed by 90% of the demos during those times. And it seems to me like smaller devs that have smaller projects that are unfinished are more likely to put demos in for things like that than people who already are doing a bit better. And I think it's because they don't need to, because they have marketing budgets. They're not concerned about putting their demo out that early and advertising it that way, right? I don't know. I don't know. Much to think about there. Much to think about. But I think there's some imbalance there. That's what I'm saying. For sure. A lot of demos you play in Next Fest feel like tech tests, which isn't bad, but yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like there are a lot of games that I've demoed where they go, here's our really cool concept, and it's a singular mechanic. And they go, yeah, here's our really cool mechanic. Do this. And then you do the thing and you go, that was cool. What else you got? And they're like, that's the game. You know? They're like, check this thing out. And you platform and they're like, but the thing is, you have a triple jump and you can grab onto the walls and do this thing. And you're like, okay. And then you do that for 5 minutes and you understand everything they wanted to show you. And I think that's cool, but it doesn't make me excited for a finalized game because there's nothing to show me that that's going to get better. I don't know. It's getting a little spooky, these demos. The more time I spend on these demos, the more I'm like, well, a lot of these are just not anything I'm gonna buy ever. What can you do? Yeah, you can caca slide during the 5th frame of your glorp jump. Yeah, and I think, you know, if that's the cool thing about their game is really just this one mechanic and they just want to show that off, that's neat, but sometimes the way I think the issue is the way they market it. They sit around and they talk about it like it's like, you know, we have this really exciting new game, you're gonna love it, it's got all these things in it, we have all these things planned, but then all they have to show you is that one tiny like platforming section with that one mechanic that they show off. And they promise the world, but they have nothing to show yet. And I feel like I'd rather them say, yeah, this is our thing, we have a whole game planned off of this, but this is just like this part of the build. We're gonna build from this mechanic. I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, because you didn't promise me anything crazy. You're just like, yep, I'm doing stuff. And then I wouldn't be like imagining all this shit. You know what I mean? I think if they just didn't try to make it sound insanely different all the time, it would go over better. That's me thought. That's me thought. Yeah, like the second coming of Christ. I and I get it, because when you have your own game and you're really excited about it, you're just popping off, you know? Someone comes up and they're like, what's going on with your game? And you're like, I've been working for 5 years on this and blah, 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 blah. And you start yapping, and it's, you know. Half Sword Demo is a perfect example. Yeah. Half Sword Demo didn't show you anything about the game other than, hey, we've been working on this combat. What do you think of this combat? Boom. And the demo was just the combat. There was like nothing else to it. And then they do a bigger release, and now they have more to it. They have some more game modes. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I was surprised. They didn't promise me anything out of that game. They just said, try out this demo. It's our combat. I think if more folks took that approach, it would go over better. But some of these demos, man. So everything going on right now is the Couch Co-op Fest. What do they have for that? It's this week. I feel like they have a something fest every week. At this point, I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It sounds like things are always on sale all the time, and none of these are special. Couch Co-op Fest. There isn't a lot in this category that I actually recognize. There's some. Yeah, a lot of these I wasn't really interested in trying. Door Kickers 2 actually looks pretty good. I had seen that one. Yeah, a lot of these are party games that I've played 1,000 times. Or things I'm just not that interested in. I do have Zomboid listed, and haven't really played Zomboid much, and I've always wanted to, but I haven't really had a reason to. I only want to play if it's on a server. But who knows? Maybe soloing it could be fun. I just never dealt with it. But hey, it's on sale. I'm gonna add it to my cart. Boom. There we go. You suck at it. A lot of people have said that the game is just really hard when you don't know anything. So that makes me think that, you know, even more about, like, I don't want to just rush into it just myself, but it can come actually good. The game is actually really fun. It is. I've been playing the fuck out of it. I feel like we've, like, not progressed, though, so I want to not rush, but I want to progress a lot more. I've just had a lot of fun in janky combat. I've had a lot of fun with just trying to get through these stupid fights. But I'm gonna avoid more of them and just like try to get through it so we can get through some questing, man. We need to do some damn questing. I still need to find my dog in that game. I still haven't found my damn dog. I don't know where the fuck my dog is. I don't know, but I have a few things here. A few games. I also wanted to do... Hold on, let me find it. Is it released? Yeah, Trick Shot Sim. Remember we saw the what the fuck? What's the name? Was it at Game Fest? What when did we see this? We saw an advertisement for this. But that game looks like a fucking nightmare, and I'd love to play it. I would really love to play it. So I was thinking maybe just Trick Shot Sim to start with. And then we go and do our other stuff. I'm adding it right now, actually. Making sure I have it. Unexpected error occurred. Your purchase has not gone through. Okay, I will try again, I guess. Please, Steam. Please. Thank you for your purchase. Okay. Okay. There we go. Ooh, it's only 1 gig this game. Wow. It's like nothing. It's nothing. It's a baby. You ever watch State of Play or Nintendo Directs or just like read about the announcements later? I usually just read about them, but since becoming a streamer, I watch them more, because if it's happening while I'm streaming, you know, everyone wants to see what's going on. But I've started doing the dad watching version where I don't full screen it and talk over nothing but that. We just throw it on the side. I play a game, I'm in a game category, I shrink it to the corner, like picture in picture, and we just talk about it on the side. That's it. And if something crazy is happening, I'll full screen it, but yeah, dad watching. You know, when you say you're watching the game, but you're actually sitting there doing a crossword puzzle, but if someone changes the channel, you're like, I was watching that. That's how I do it. Speaking of which, I need to get a PS5 still. PlayStation 5. Doodaloo. There's my game. That was my Steam sound. I really wanted that one deluxe edition that looks like the old gray PS5 PlayStation colors, like the first PlayStation. But then I realized I don't even care about PlayStation that much. So I didn't. So I didn't. I was like, you know, I really only want this for some games. I don't think it makes sense. What was it called? PlayStation 5. Let's do limited edition. '30th anniversary collection. That's what it was. It actually looks real nice. It actually does look real nice. I'm trying to find an image of it that isn't scrunkly. Oh, there we go. There we go. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you the one. I just like when they go back to, like, the classic. See that? Ooh, ooh. It looks like the OG. Doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look great? So I saw that and I went, oh my goodness, I need it, I want it. But then I realized I'm not going to play that much on PS5, I don't think. So. And look, they have the PlayStation Portal at the bottom. I didn't even know that that was a thing. Did they, like, when did they do that? Feel the power of PlayStation in the palm of your hand and take the iconic 30th anniversary color scheme with you wherever you play with this limited edition PlayStation Portal remote player. Is that a Nintendo Switch? I didn't even know they did this. I didn't know. Great idea. I just had no clue. It's not completely portable. Yeah. It doesn't actually go anywhere with you, but you can have that running and just be doing the thing. I think that's still really nice as a person who doesn't leave the house. So just saying. I don't think you could still buy this edition, right? see. From the scalpers. I wonder how much the scalpers are selling it for. Probably $5 billion. Ooh. Oh, no, that's not a real listing. And I doubt they're gonna restock that, right? It's probably only gonna be scalpers. It has to be, right? You've seen one going for 1K? Damn. Facebook Marketplace has 1 billion of them for like 600. You know, how much did they even sell it for initially? I know it's more than the regular one, obviously, but... Oh, I see. It was 500 if you bought it at Best Buy. Okay, so I think 500 was base price. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is scams. I have never used it. I think I wasn't on Facebook when Marketplace even existed. I think I made one just for the Messenger a long time ago and then deleted it because I was like... I might have been one of the first people out of that fucking website. I was like, I hate this, and it's filled with people that use it as if people care about every little thing in their lives, and I can't do this. I want to disconnect. So I disconnected, and yeah. I was gone from there very quickly, so... I've never even seen Facebook Marketplace. I don't even know what it looks like. If I close my eyes, I cannot picture it. So, I don't know. No clue, dude. I'm sure it was so cool or something. You just use it for the marketplace. It's great for some product, ask for others. I've heard people say they have really good luck with it for furniture, specifically for people reselling furniture in their area. That seems to be like one of those things that people really, really, really love. But a lot of other stuff, I feel like if you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy a TV, right? Things like that, I think you're just asking to get scammed. I really feel like you are. I just can't imagine. I don't know. I don't know. Rather buy new furniture for a markup than risk buying someone's poop share. I'd be okay buying furniture off of someone else if it were like all wooden. If it has no upholstery. No upholstery and no weird nooks and crannies, right? A table, stuff like that. I'm chilling. But the moment it has any upholstery, or it has a lot of nooks and crannies and things for stuff to get into, no. I am, at that point, I am good. I am okay without it. I am okay without it. Yeah, bed bugs. Not just bed bugs, but it's also harder to figure out what's wrong with something when it's like that, right? Is there a reason why they're getting rid of it that isn't just I didn't want it anymore? Maybe. I don't know. You're a part of a group called Buy Nothing. People literally give away stuff to members. You got a whole lot of bookshelves and carts. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just couldn't be on that website because people would just, I don't know. They would sit there and post every little thing about their lives. And I felt like it was getting unhealthy really early on. I just didn't like that people were oversharing. Everyone would post every little thing about their kid. They would post pictures of their kid. And I was like, I want to just see them occasionally and catch up. I don't want to be reminded of this all the time. It's too much information for my brain. My brain doesn't want to handle this influx of shit. So I just wouldn't. Is that most social media? Yes, but I felt like people were bigger with that. Especially because on Facebook, a lot of people were following their families. And then they would have a circle of friends and things, and they would typically make a lot of their shit friends only. And so people would overshare even more because they felt like they were safe because it's to a closer circle of people that they've approved to see this stuff. So they would way overshare. Whereas on Twitter and Instagram, if you have a public page, yeah, you know you're out there for everyone to see. So on Facebook, I felt like because people didn't feel like they were completely out there all the time, they would just post every little thing about everything. Everyone needs to know my opinion on this. Everyone needs to see everything that everyone in my family has done. And I was like, this is so much. This is so much. So I got out of there. I didn't want anyone to know any shit about me unless I saw them in person, I ran into them, and then I caught up with them. Right? Just organic. I didn't like it. I didn't like it any other way, to be honest. Facebook is super cringe now with even cringier memes being circulated. I really can't. It's always been a bit like that. It was inhabited mostly by millennials and up. The problem was the and up thing was really strong. So a lot of people that don't know much about communicating on the internet will use it, and it's just ugh. No, thank you. I'm good. You hated the vague posting? Okay. Something I really don't like is people, when they're sad, when they're angry about something, whatever, trying to indicate that they are and trying to get you to poke in and ask them why instead of just saying it. Like, either you want people to know, so you say it, or you don't want people to know, so you don't say it. But, like, the dropping hints thing and being like, oh, woe is me, I'm just so sad recently, ... Like, I just, I hate that. And I felt like a lot of people always did that on social media a lot. And for me, it's draining. It's very draining, so I always avoided all of that. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to deal with it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Also, before I forget, I gotta open the state of play thing. What time does that start? I'm gonna find out in a second. 5 p.m. Okay, we have 45 minutes. We'll be on YouTube and Twitch. I'll open their YouTube one. That way when we watch it, the audio for the video in here will not come through on the VOD. That way if they play anything that would DMCA me, I will be totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, there we go. I have it open. Ta-da! Ta-da! There we go. Hate seeing the vague booking. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would always just see people vague posting, and I don't know. I tend to mute people if they vague post a lot. Like, it's one thing to be like, hey guys, I'm going through something right now. If you see that I'm like not around or I'm doing this thing, whatever, I'm just letting you know. Because I feel like they're informing. They're like, you might notice my absence or I might seem off. I'm sorry, there is something. And they're also with that saying that they don't necessarily want to share it. Okay? That's very clear. That's very straightforward. I'm totally fine with that. But when they're like, all these snakes in the grass, and as I walk around and I keep almost stepping on them, ... you know, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Are you about to write a novel? You're like starting with your exposition. Like, what are we doing here? Can't trust some people sometimes, ... I don't know. Yeah. Solve my riddles 3 and you can find out what's going on in my life. I can't stand that. I can't stand it, man. It's one thing if you message someone that you say it straight to them, because then you're like opening the conversation, right? Like, it's just a way to open a conversation. It's fine. But when you post it publicly somewhere, I'm like, ugh. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Suburban moms are peeing is dark and mysterious. Yeah, yeah. You refuse to look at your old Facebook posts? I don't even have one. I don't think I could go and look at anything. I nuked that so many years ago. You can still deactivate them now, right? Like, or not just deactivate, you can completely delete them now? Or do they make it so you can only deactivate? Do they even have that? I don't know. Some sites you can't even, like, can't even get rid of stuff. You vent on your social media all the time doesn't mean you expect anyone to give a shit, just helps you personally. Yeah, I will stand on it that I hate that shit. I hate seeing it. or make an inner circle that you post it to, or like if it's a site where you do that, or have an alt thing or whatever. I just personally can't stand it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You have to go do extra steps to get rid of all your account data, and even if you do you really trust them to not have a copy? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know. I got rid of everything so long ago. And I actually met up with a friend recently, like a couple months ago. I met up with a friend who I've been friends with for a long time, but we just hadn't seen each other in the past few years much. Mostly because like me being sick and all that. But you know, she texted and she was just like, "Hey, I haven't seen you forever. Let's go do something." I was like, "Okay." And we went and ate food. We're sitting around talking, and she was like, "You know, many years ago, you deleted all your old shit, and we all thought you were like dead." Like, she was like, someone at some point was just like, "Where's she been?" And other people were like, "Maybe she moved. I don't know." And I was like, "Perfect, perfect. That's what I wanted." Because the thing is, there were a lot of people that I liked, but I just didn't have the time to do things with everyone. I was working a lot. And I just needed to disconnect. And if you keep trying to hold on to it, like, oh, I'll see this person once every 3 months just to make sure that we maintain a relationship just cause, what's the point, right? What's the point? Just cut it off. So, I was relieved that they just kind of forgot. Tell her you're dying when you live, bitch. Yeah, I did. I kept her, she's a closer friend of mine, so I kept her updated a bit more. I didn't tell her the extent of my medical issues, but she knew that I had some, you know, like she was aware. But yeah. Yeah. I'm not a person, I'm a ghost, a rumor, a cryptid. I am the type to do that though, to just suddenly disconnect when I realize it's like it's time and it needs to happen. Yeah, delete everything, boom, gone. I always did that. And it was just healthier because I feel like when you try to spend a lot of time holding on to that, when the end result is going to be that anyway, then I'm just like, what's the point, right? What's the point? I hate him with the vanish, yeah. Exactly. All right, let me get this state of play set up so whenever it happens, I can just press like 2 buttons. There we go. Maybe we should start gaming when this starts playing. Like a little bit before. I just get in there and side quest and that shit's just in the corner. Maybe that's what we'll do. I think that'd be good. Okay. There we go. We're set up. Perfect. You treat yours like an email? Yeah, I look, if someone in my life is important, I will give them my phone number to text, or they will have my Discord. That's all. That's all. If I'm not comfortable giving them one of those, not worth it. That's just kind of the way I do it. You know, either I know them personally and they can have my phone number, or they know me through this stuff and they can have my Discord. That's it. Or email. Ooh, email for anyone who might need to say something once a year. And frankly, that just works out. That just works out. Your closest friendships are those you rarely ever talk to. Will be in town once every 2 years and immediately pick up what like we never left. Yeah, a lot of my IRL friends are like that. I mean, some of my closest people are that group that I used to play D&D with weekly. We had that campaign that went on for years, and I don't see them, but I could if I wanted to. And if I message them, just like, yeah, what's up? Let's go do some shit. All right, you know, we just catch up and it's all good. So I'm pretty content with that. And then even streaming friends, a lot of us, we don't really do that much on stream together that often, but we message here and there, and I'm just like, yep, those are my friends. If I said, hey, you know, I'm really bored and we haven't hung out and I want to do a day where we just sit around and hang out, they'll just be like, okay, let's pick a day, and we do it. So it's nice. It's real nice. You have dinner with your best mate every few weeks, and that's when you talk shop. Yeah, stuff like that, right? Like the occasional check-in. I do that with Matara. We like, every now and then, we just have a call. We're just like, let's set up a call, right? We set up a little thing, and we sit around and just talk about whatever. Sometimes one of us is like on a walk, and we just go on a walk and talk the whole time. And that's it. And it's always nice. It's always cathartic. We always get a lot of like ideas out of our heads and on the table and talk shop and do whatever. And it's nice. Yeah, no, talk shop is the right thing. We catch up, and that's good. And I know I don't have to see her every day and talk to her every day and stream with her constantly to know like we're chill. I feel like it, like especially with the members of Bishojo, we're all like that. Where you know, some people will like Zen is a good one, right? She invites people to things like near daily to do shit, whatever, and that's cool. But I also know that if I don't do anything with her on stream, I could still like message her whenever, you know, like, and we're chilling. So I just prefer when I can have that with people. Your friends from high school used to do weekly dinner, but then you hit 30 and got super busy. That's really impressive that you're able to keep it through to being 30, actually. That's like, that's really solid. That's really solid. Yeah, you don't talk in your friend group chat, but they know you show for reunions. I have this one. There's this one group text that I've been a part of this group chat for I don't know how many years. Years and years and years of this one friend group. I don't say anything in there. I haven't said anything for so long. Once a year, okay? Once a year, I will pop in there and be like, yo, it's time. I want to see you guys. And I'll just message them. We'll go hang out. And they know I'm just in this group chat, and I sometimes check it. I never leave the group chat. I just leave myself in there. They don't kick me out, nothing. They're talking every day. They'll never kick me out. They're like, nah, she stays. But I like that. I like when it's, you know, they know I'm busy. They know I'm busy. And I do talk to them on the side here and there, just not like in the group chat kind of thing, right? But when I pop up in there, it's time to hang out. Friday nights, you and high school friends get together and play cards, Magic the Gathering. I used to have, when certain family members lived closer together, they lived near each other, those family members would all meet up in the middle once every week For some people, it's every Friday night. For a different group, it was like every Saturday, and then that kind of combined, and it was everyone did every Friday. But it got too crazy to manage, and too many people moved away. So now it's more like, instead of a regular weekly thing, it's a setup kind of date for it. And that's cool. But I did really like the, like, you don't even have to ask, you don't have to text beforehand, just show up kind of thing. I don't know. I like the weekly stuff. I did. It was fun like that. We do a Friday night magic. You know, Matara talked about something a while back. I don't know if she still wants to do it, but like a weekly something. I just think with a streaming schedule, it's really hard to... Honestly, it's really, really, really hard to set something up where you're doing a thing with people once a week on stream and not have it be like the same 5 party games all the time. Which I know some people wouldn't mind watching, some people wouldn't mind hanging out for. But you just run out of shit to do when it's a big group. It's different if it's a duo or if you're doing a lot of activities that aren't gaming, but when you want to just have people game all the time, I don't know. It could be done, but then you have to get everyone on board with a lot of games that they usually aren't on board with. And unfortunately, a lot of my stream friends don't want to try shit. They're like, I just want to play Mario Party and blah, blah, blah. Right? And I'm like, hey, man, can we just try a new simulator today? You know, it's hard. It's hard. We bring back Gmod to VTubers in 2025. May already does that. May already does that. Yeah, Mario Party. I don't dislike it. I'm just saying if you had a weekly group, it gets tough. It gets tough. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. What game are you trying to get into with friends? Literally anything. I'm glad Joel played Heroes of Hammerwatch with me. I was like, please, somebody play this with me. And so many people would say, so many different people would say, oh, that looks cool. We should do that. But then when I try to set it up, they're like, oh, I don't know. Or they're like, I don't know if I want to stream that. I always hear that. I don't know if I want to stream that. And then I'm like, okay, well, when are we not streaming at the same time for you to join this thing? You know? So it becomes tough. And I don't want to make people play stuff that they don't want to play. So, yeah, can't wait for Monster Hunter TLDR. Yep. Sounds like Micho's gonna be playing WoW or FF14. That'll never end. Oh man, I wish we could have like an MMO that was actually like fun to watch to play together, but I just feel like standard MMOs are just so snooze. I don't know. It's tough. Solomon GTRP. I don't want to pull anyone I know into it unless they actually want to like commit to something like that. I don't. It's hard because you can't just set up raid days and be like, we're all gonna get on Thursdays. Because everything on servers, like RP servers, moves too fast. So it's not, you basically have to commit to playing like 3 times a week minimum. So that sort of thing I wouldn't do to people, to be honest. Any leaks for your upcoming Monhunt collabs? No, I've been trying to get people to lock down days. I have a feeling no one's gonna lock down any specific days. I have a feeling people are going to say they want to do that. It's not going to happen. And then I'm going to wake up every day, start stream, and go, I'm playing Monster Hunter, and people are going to show up. I'm thinking that's the vibe. I don't know. Fun to play, tedious to stream, defines your favorite games. Yeah. I feel you on that. I completely feel you on that. It's... Yeah. Excited that he figured out the lag issue. Yeah, you know, without hitting start streaming, with everything else open, it seemed like it was going... Seemed like it was going well. It seemed like it was good, so it should be okay. Any interest in Elden Ring Night Rain? Yeah, I still don't... Like, I understand what it's going to be, I think, but I still quite... I don't really understand at the same time. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what happens. I really, 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 really want to play that. We'll see what it's like. It looks, yeah, it looks cool. So, we'll see. I keep seeing Steam notice for one of my brothers. Normally he'd be at work right now. He's really sick. He got really sick and he can't work. So all day I've just been seeing him open different games. Like the whole day I just see he's not playing this, he's not playing that, he's not playing this, he's not playing that. I gotta get him on some good shit. He keeps reopening Helldivers in between other games. And I think that's like a sign, right? That's a sign that this person's like not okay. He's bored out of his fucking mind. Plays a game, opens Helldivers in the middle of it. Plays another game, opens Helldivers again. I'm gonna message him. Hey, man. Hey, man. This poor guy. He's gotta be so bored. He needs to learn about TFT. I wish he would play, you know what he's played the most of, honestly, is OG Risk of Rain. I think he's put the most hours into OG Risk of Rain. He would play that shit every fucking day, every day, constantly. And like, that's great, but he needs something like that. He liked that. He liked Terraria quite a bit. I feel like he might like Noida. Let me see if he has Noida. If he doesn't have it, I'm gonna get it for him right now. Let me check out his library. Poor guy playing Helldivers. He's played Marvel Rivals only for 2.6 hours. Okay. View all recently played. Let's see. Played a little Gunfire Reborn. Oh, he's just been opening shit. He's played 90 hours of Path of Exile 2. Okay. He's played 165 hours of Rogue Legacy 2. Damn. Okay. Wait, what order is most played? Spying on my brother right now. Skyrim, Fallout 4, Elden Ring, Hunt Showdown, Monster Hunter World, Destiny 2. Ew. Warframe. So much Warframe. Helldivers 2. Elder Scrolls Online. See, okay. He played Cyberpunk, Risk of Rain 2, Monster Hunter Rise, Risk of Rain, OG, 2013 is his most played. Neo 2, Dark Souls 3, Borderlands pre-sequel, Planet Side 2, we used to play that together a lot, actually. Rogue Legacy 2, Subnautica, and Dark Tide. His tastes are alright. Oh, no, he has played Noida. Oh, he's played 127 hours of Noida. Oh, okay. What would he like that he hasn't played already? Damn, I was scrolling and I'm like, what about a Metroidvania in my head? He's already played Bloodstained. Fuck. He has 60 hours in Divinity Original Sin 2, which makes me think he's done like one playthrough. He should probably just do 5 more playthroughs of that. If I'm being honest. Wait, did he play Doom Eternal? I see Doom here. Oh, he did. Oh, thank God. Thank God. He didn't play 2016, though. It's not listed. Like Death Must Die. Dead Cells Armor Core 6. He played Grounded without me? What the fuck? I gotta message him. I wanted to play the whole thing through and no one did with me, so you have to play with me now. Grounded. He's open to playing Vangers for 22 hours. You know how many times I've mentioned this stupid fucking obscure old game that you guys only know about because you watched that one video on it? Dude, we used to play this all the time. I was just thinking about that one too. I'm like, oh man. What about Vangers? Nope, he's played that one. He only played a little bit of Risk of Rain Returns, and I don't blame him. That game was like good, but also so weirdly punishing. Kind of liked the OG more. Okay, okay. What I'm seeing from this is, let me go to my own list. I think I need to get him Bug Fables. If I'm being honest. I think he needs Bug Fables. Hold on. Just saying. You need to play. Hold on, I'm telling him. Sending him a really mad. Play it now. There we go. Brother Geek, it's Gorbulon. Fly Knight. I think he would kind of like Fly Knight. I think he would hate the graphics. I think he'd fucking hate the graphics. Like, he would like the way they look, but the way the animations are and their low frame rate, I think he would get pissed. If I'm being honest. I think he'd get pissed. But I think he does need to play Bug Fables. That's kind of my number one when someone has a lot of time, they don't know what to play, and I look at their game tastes and they're kind of neutral. As long as they're kind of neutral and they're not like only into FPS, stuff like that, I tell everyone to play Bug Fables. It is so good. So good. Is Ori in the list? I don't think he's played Ori. I don't think he has. Yeah. I gotta see. I'll ask him. I'll ask him at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Low frame rate was optional Fly Night? Was it? I didn't even know. He just fall down the volatile hole. He's not a cards guy. He's not a cards guy. He likes real-time combat. He doesn't like turn-based stuff too much. He liked Paper Mario a lot, which is why I would have him do Bug Fables. There's at least some active commands that you do on time. You know, ooh, you jump on their head and you press A as you jump, right? A as you land. That kind of stuff. I think that's okay. But I don't know. It needs to feel active. So he likes stuff like Risk of Rain, right? Because you're constantly shooting, you're constantly attacking. There's always something going on. Something where you sit there and you think in these phases, he just gets bored by. And he's good at them. He can play them just fine, but he doesn't choose to open those games. He really doesn't. I don't know. Not games with story. No, he'll still play things with story. I mean, he loves Elder Scrolls and he loves going through all that. He's played Blasphemous, he has. Story is fine. They're just, it's not roguelikes where they're just about cards. He doesn't enjoy it. Story is something active. Even if you're not playing, you're not, you know, hitting a mechanic all the time. There's something happening. Actually, he would love Kingdom Come. Fuck it, I'm buying it for him. Where is it? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. He's a big Skyrim and Oblivion player. I think he played Morrowind. He's played Dead Cells, he has. Though it said he put 30 hours into it. He could easily play more. Okay, add to cart. This is a gift. Gift options. Select recipient. Glorbulon. Okay, okay, he doesn't have it. Yes. Yes. I get it for him. Agree, continue, use card, purchase. I'm gonna send him another message. Just kidding. Sent you another game. Just play that one. It's really good. I promise. Banger. Oblivion-like, but modern and not broken. That's what I said. Oh, Lucky. What are you meowing at? Hi. Come here. Oh my goodness. He jumped up on the cat tree next to me. I had my hand above his head, and he stood up on two legs to push his head up into my hand. Wow, you're so talented. Wow. Wow. How could he hate cards? It's like the basis of 90% of roguelites since Slay the Spire came out. He just doesn't find the gameplay, like sitting there and thinking through the possibilities. He doesn't find that very interesting. He will play some games like that. He just isn't that into them. So, yeah. He doesn't mind if it's a faster paced thing usually, which to be fair, you could play Balatro kind of fast, so it's probably a better one. But like he's played Slay the Spire. He didn't dislike it. He just when he's sitting down and he wants to have fun or whatever, he doesn't want to do that. And I think it comes from, you know, his work and stuff. He has to sit there and think through shit constantly. I think he's just tired. I think he's just tired, so he wants to play something where he just, you know, shoots stuff. Takes some buffs real quick, continues to shoot stuff. I think that's his goal. Damn, my cat is still here. Yeah, brain off. Now, to be fair, I'll play roguelikes like that. Head empty, just open it and start going. It's no problem. I will just do that. But I think for him, he wants to have good runs every time. So I'll do it, and I'll have a lot of throwaway runs where I'm like, I'm here for entertainment, not for winning. You know, and I'll just do whatever and play kind of like speed play. But he doesn't do that as much, so maybe that's why. Anyway, I want to open a game, get this game open, and then we're going to watch the state of play on the side. We'll play Kingdom Come out.